the question has been asked whether or not there is evidence that links the use of pornography to acting out and ultimately sex crimes. And the unfortunate answer to this is yes. Several years back, I worked for an organization called the Lighted Candle Society, which is a Washington, D.C. nonprofit organization which was dedicated to fighting pornography through legal challenges and then addressing issues for families that had had some kind of porn addiction and been affected by it. But we had the opportunity to work with a man named Vernon Geberth. And Vernon Geberth was the detective commander of the New York Homicide Unit. And he is now an educator and specializes in teaching detectives various traits and techniques. Vernon Geberth wrote the book on sex-related death and homicide investigation. And you can Google him and read his interviews. The book is 900 pages long. And it is a very, very, very grisly book. And I do not recommend you read it or buy it. Look up the interviews with him where he covers the issue, but don't read the book. I had to. And in the book, he is able to demonstrate over 40 years worth of experience where the individuals who had committed these murders had planned it out using the pornography which they were using. And in some cases, they would go to the killer's house and find where he had cut the pornographic pictures up and made either his perfect victim or the crime scene or what he was going to do to the victim by using the pornographic images. So there is that link there. It is very real. And a few years back, we also went down and interviewed inmates at the Utah State Prison. And we got to go down there. They opened the bars for us. We went down. We sat in a room with, I think, 5 people who had been convicted of sex crimes. And without question, every single one of them had expressed that they had a taste or penchant for porn. But the simple fact is you cannot introduce an influence into your life and not have it have an effect. You cannot say, I'm going to move down the street from a smelter, which is, you know, a large factory that produces lots of gas, and not have it cause some kind of physical effect. You cannot introduce pollution into a social or spiritual environment and not have it affect somebody. Elder John Madsen of the 70s used to call this spiritual radiation. So not everybody who views pornography is going to act out. Not everybody is going to fantasize about doing things that are terrible. But there are those individuals who become so involved and so immersed in it that they want the reality of what they're seeing, and there's no way for them to find a willing participant who's willing to do these things, and therefore they have to find somebody who they can overpower to do so. That is a fact. And so when we talk about if there's a connection, yes, there is. So for those individuals who may recreationally look at pornography or may have a problem with it or may have tried to introduce it into their life, don't. There's too much evidence to show that this is a substance that is destructive, both spiritually and ultimately physically. Because the individuals who do get addicted and do act out, they lose their jobs, they lose their families, everything that makes their life worthwhile. And I would say that from what I've seen, it's not worth it.